Okay, I got a call about this Kia Forte. So, you don't see what's wrong with it. It won't start. Somebody busted the window out. Some idiot. You don't see what's the problem. It has no start. It spins over. I'll show you guys exactly what I do in situations like this. So I thought I was filming it, just read the codes. There's a laundry list of codes here. And we're gonna see what's going on. Just remove this air breather. I'm gonna show you guys what I do. This is how I approach this. From all the cars I've worked on, these Kias kind of have an issue with the high power fuel pump. That may be the case or may not be the case, but we're gonna find out. There's two options for this, and I'll show you guys that as well. Somebody took this off. I didn't do this. She said they replaced the battery and everything. So I want to note, there have been a few people called in to work on this car before I got there, and they couldn't get it started. That's why you see the cover mentioned off the engine and the fuse box or the fuse cover removed. And I was recommended to get over here and see if I can get it started. So just wanted to note that. First and foremost, we're going to check to see if this car has gas on it. I've seen some instances where all the car needed was gas. Not saying this is the case. We're going to see what we got here. This car only has 71,000 miles on it. We got the key here. We'll leave it right there. Let's just check for fuel first before we do anything. All right, got gas. We got gas. That it shot up, so that's working. Let me show you guys what it does when you try to start it. Just spins. All right, let's try something real quick. Let's see if we got spark. First thing we're gonna test for to see if we get any spark and to see if we get any fuel up. So remove the hose from here. We're gonna spray some starting fluid down in here. All right, let's see if we get anything now. Alright, we started. We have a fuel delivery issue. So let me show you guys exactly what we're gonna do. We can get this out of our way. Let's remove this breather. So clamp here. We can get some pliers to remove it. Break the seal. Let's take it off from sucks. The clamp is on this side. Let's take it back. Let's take it off from the throttle body. Oh, you know what? Let's take it off here. Since I have many tools with me. Very next thing we're gonna do. Remove this and see if the real fuel pump is working. See if I can use this trim removal tool. Push in. Let me show you guys what we're gonna do. This is a gallon water jug. We're just gonna turn the key forward and see if we getting any gas out. We want you to do this really quick. Let's just see. Let me prop this up so the gas won't leak out. although it tried to start with the main source of fuel or the rear fuel line removed, that's because there were some remnants of gas when I removed that hose still in the line. That's the only reason it started or tried to start for that brief second. Also, if you try this method and you actually get fuel into the container from the rear fuel pump, it's most likely the high pressure fuel pump is bad. Very easy to change, much easier than the rear, even though the rear is super easy as well. Very easy to change. I don't have a video on my channel yet, surprisingly, for the high pressure fuel pump for this particular vehicle, but very easy to change anywhere. But yeah, if you're not getting fuel in that container or if you're getting fuel from the rear fuel line or the rear fuel pump, 9 times out of 10, that high pressure fuel pump is bad if the vehicle tried to start when we sprayed the ether in it. We're not getting any fuel up. Alright guys, looks like we got an issue with the rear fuel pump. Obviously somebody had this off, checking the fuses. I didn't check them. Fuel pump fuse right here, 20 amp. I don't know why it would be blown. And we got another one right here. We can check both of those, 15 amp. So if you look at the orientation, this is how it's orientated. First one is here. We got the 20 amp there. Just gonna inspect them here and here, and just see. It's good. We got a 15 amp there. Somebody took it out already. You can tell. And that's good. Alright. So I have a strong belief we got an issue with the rear fuel pump. Not working. Which is in the back seat here. Gonna move some stuff around. They say this has been changed before, so let's see if somebody didn't put the screws back in. Oh wow, yeah, looks like the screws is back in. So let's see if it's been replaced. This is the engine. Yep, definitely been removed before. They didn't even put the screws back in. Oh wow. Alright. Alright, let's move the seat out of our way. So for the record, there should be, I believe, 11 millimeter or 12 millimeter bolt there. And you can kind of get it here with an extension on a ratchet or an impact wrench, as well as right there. So both screws has been removed. Somebody has been back here before. It says it's been replaced. Let's see. Let's pry this up. Okay. It don't look like it's been replaced. This looks like the original pump. You may have to order a new one. So let's just turn the key forward and listen for it. I'll leave the phone here. Here we go. We close the door. Nothing. And guys, the car's still running off that that ether I sprayed in there, so it's still running. But yeah, nothing. No gas. Yeah, I didn't hear anything with that fuel pump. So we're gonna diagnose this thing with the bad fuel pump. Back at the car. Let's get this thing going. Like I say, some fool bust their window out. Are we gonna get this thing going, guys? All right. Let's disconnect the negative side of the battery now. Since we know what's wrong, we still got our line off. We'll put that back when we get the new pump installed. Negative side of the battery. Let's get this removed. Pretty sure it's a 10 millimeter. Change the pump. Let's remove these two plugs first. Push in here. So you're pressing on this. Pull it back. Let's get the vacuum and clean this up out of here. You can use an assortment of cleaners, and I'll show you guys which one. You don't have to worry about cleaning this, but you don't want nothing to drop down in the tank. So let's get the vacuum before we remove these two hoses. Once you raise that orange clip, place the screwdriver on the side and press in those blue tabs you see me pointing to on both sides and pull it back. It'll come right off. That line will come right off. This part can be a little tricky because that clip that you're trying to raise here is very brittle. The screwdriver I had with me was kind of dull at the tip. You need a small, thin screwdriver. Like I said, I came with limited tools. And you want to raise it up very carefully because if you break it, it will not allow that hose to lock back in place. So you want to be very careful when you're raising this clip up, because if you force it up and try to remove it, it's going to break. So you want to ease it or take your time with it. I'll fast forward through this because it took me a minute, and I've dealt with a gazillion of these on fuel pumps. I got many fuel pump jobs on my channel, and you don't want to break that tab. So make sure you take it easy when lifting that clip. Since this hasn't been off for a while, you may want to do one side at a time, as I'm doing here. Just get one side started first. It probably will make life easier for you. Just start one side, raise one side up. It's going to drop back down, but then work on the other side. Here, I'm trying to work on the other side, and it's kind of locked in place. So do one side at a time. I'll show you all how I get it, but yeah, be careful with that. It took me a few minutes to get this up because you want to be careful. You do not want to break that clip. I'm not going to say it over and over and put emphasis on, do not break that clip. It will not lock in place. So remove that clip if you want, or pull it out some, and it'll pull that. You can pull that line right off. To ensure easy reinstallation, press that clip right back in place. This will allow you to push the line on there without even messing with the clip. You don't have to mess with it again. See how I pushed it down in place? Now all I can do is push that line and it'll lock in place on the new fuel pump. Once you remove the lines, there's a few different options you can use to remove the bolts. You can use a filler bit for the impact wrench, or you can use 8mm or 5/16. 8mm fits on there well, but a 5/16 fits on there really good, snug, very snug. So one with a 5/16 inch on a 3/8 drive. So that's what I'm using here. But got the 8mm, that works well as too. But I've asked to, or recommend not to use the filler bit, because you can strip those Phillip holes out of those bolts, and I mean, although you'll be able to get the bolt out because it is allowing for a socket, but yeah, I would just use the 5/16 remove those things easy. And have a magnet with you, or just ease them out and then twist them out by hand. That's the best way to do it. You don't want to lose one of those bolts like I almost did. All right. Pull the spring off. This pump has a spring on it, so it's spring loaded. Kind of sit in there like so. Let's remove this thing out the way. Make sure all the hoses out the way. Let the gas drain off. All right, let's get it out here, set it on the ground. We're gonna compare the new one with that one. Get a rag and wipe it up. Forgive me if I don't have better lighting. Should have better lighting here. This O-ring looks good, but I believe the new pump comes with one. All right, let's grab the new pump and compare it. New pump. Cutting pliers. Packaging. Here's the float. We're gonna assemble the float. Okay, I got this small tripod with me. I'm gonna try to stand on top of this box. No O-ring. We got a couple things we gotta swap out. We have to remove the pressure sensor, install on here. Super easy and simple. We gotta install the new float here. Easy and simple. Same pump. Same, everything aligns the same. All right, that's everything's made the same pretty much. I want to know if this pump is less than $50. There are some expensive ones, probably at your local auto parts store, but where I get them from, they're less than $50. Free shipping. The link will be in the description box. Let me see if I can do a wide zoom. Do all this at once. Exact same float. Pull this up some. Rotate it in. That's it. Like so. Spin this around. Spin it around. Okay, let's go reinstall it. I hate I don't have my taller tripod with me, but we gotta work with what we gotta work with. Some really good stuff. And although this is mass airflow cleaner, this stuff is good for plastics and cleaning electrical parts as well. All right, let's go reinstall this thing just how it came out, and we should be good to go. Okay, so we gotta reuse the O-ring here. Make sure everything's clean. You want to come and go down the angle for it to get the float in there first. Remove the should be it right there. You can actually pull these off now. So, okay, I want to note there's two raised tabs on here for positioning. It should be facing here, right here. This protruding section or this bump in the metal, this should be facing that. This should be facing that way. So kind of line this with that for positioning. I don't know what's wrong with my camera today. All right, let's install this thing. Let's get our plate. It too has slots in here for those raised sections in the fuel pump tab, and we want to align this with that bump in the metal in the frame and get a couple bolts started. Let me get some started. Remember, this is spring loaded, so we want to get it in here, position it like so. Make sure this is facing this bump. And let's get a couple bolts started. And let's get the rest of them started by hand. Okay, we're gonna tighten these down with a small ratchet. Using a small ratchet by hand. In start position. I torqued these bolts down to 7 foot-pounds, and which is about 84 inch-pounds, in just a circular motion or a clockwise pattern. So just want to note that you want to torque them down to about 7 foot-pounds. Raise that up. Push that down. Make sure this is down and just push right on there. What about the plastic? All right, let's make our connections now. All right, before we install the battery, let's pop this hose back on. Fuel run out of place. Just push it back on. Man, my camera's acting up today. All right, that's on. Negative side of the battery. Let's tighten that down really quick. All right, let's get some gas primed up and see what we got. There's a key. Got the key in here. Before we put everything back, fuel pump is in place. Let's see about gas and just turn the feet on the brake. See what we got. Make sure we don't got no leaks. Alright, put everything back. You turn it off. We're all good. Look back here. Alright, we look back here. We got no leaks. The car running. Alright, put everything back. Let's turn it off. Let's put everything back. Okay, I put since I got this terrible tripod, I'll reinstall the air duct and we'll be back and let this thing run for a while. All right, I think we're about done with this one. I highly recommend getting an oil change on this car. Oil is super dirty. That's one of the recommendations, and to quit letting it run low on gas, because that will cause the pump to go prematurely. Low gas will cause a pump to go prematurely. Please note that, guys. All right, we put everything back together, just inspecting. No leaks. Let's let it run for a while. There are the service light is on, and I'll read the codes before I go. So let's just let it run for a while. Let's hold this back up, make sure the gas cap is full. I said there was a few mechanics working on this before I got here. And yeah, seat back in. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna check them codes and see what it is too. This car only has 71,000 miles on it. I want to note, I reset the codes and they went away and never came back. So they correlated with what was going on with the vehicle. Not sure what someone else did with it when I got there, but yeah, we're done here. Another flawless install or job for the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope this video helps. Terrence and I'm out.